Okay, it says I'm live, but it's fighting with my internet. I hate CenturyLink. And why is this buzzing? Or is it just mine? I don't know. So, all right, it's Friday. I keep wanting to say it's Thursday because I typically go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Next week looks like it should be a normal schedule. But this, this live is for prayer requests. Sorry about the crumbling. I forgot to turn the page before I got here. Not to mention, pen. So, how's everybody doing? I'm trying to get this all centered and fit. Yeah. Hi. So hopefully some people have some prayer requests. I still have the typical, we have to pray for the innocents in the Middle East. I still believe that they didn't ask for this. And for some reason, my Fitbit just went off. A message of, I don't know what. Hey, Chuck, how you doing? Get my phone out of the way. Yeah, I'm still in here with this, me in this bed sharing a space, and there went my phone. So I have it set up on, yeah, thank you, Redbubble. I swear I'd hardly get any text unless it's somebody trying to sell me something. But I don't do phone calls. Hey, Captain Tom, good morning. Have a cup of coffee for me, will you? I'm freezing in here. It's supposed to be down to 21 degrees tomorrow morning. Was going to take the granddaughter to go feed the ducks, but it's too cold for her. So we're going to go have biscuits and gravy. I'm doing pretty good today. I didn't get a whole lot done, but I'm still plucking along. It's Friday. Tonight it's going to be an exciting night of hanging up tomatoes, roots and all, upside down in the garage. Because they'll actually oh good, I'm glad you got a notification. They'll actually finish ripening if you hang them upside down. Don't know why. I learned this years ago. But then you spend about 3 months finding leaves and dirt in little places when the wind blows if you have the garage door open. So, yeah. Now I want a cup of coffee now that Captain Tom's awake. Now yeah, so prayer request. Does anybody have any? And again, like Tuesday, I didn't like to squat down. But I got some Wii golf in, got my Ring Fit exercise in. This week's outfit isn't as exciting as last. But that's the exciting life of a housewife. You get to play Wii golf so you can earn your outfit. So, yeah, it's still the traditional prayers for the Middle East. It's a mess. And then yeah, the boys usually stripped it before it got to that point that they could have to put it out upside down. They just enjoyed. They figured out a 16-hour, 26-hour day, and I don't know how my son did it. In the closet, grew a really pretty one in the closet. Just the cat kept going in there and eating the leaves. So, yeah, my power bill wasn't very happy, or at least my wallet wasn't very happy with my power bill. But I'll have to remember that. Yeah, I'm really not going to say what it is online. It's supposed to be 21 tomorrow, 21 Sunday morning. So my tomatillos are going to be No kidding. Um, so my tomatillos are going to be toast. My one heirloom tomato I didn't bring in is going to be toast. And I need to go out and see what. I have one corn stalk that grew on accident. I didn't plant corn. It came out of the bird food. So I want to see what's underneath that because it didn't have anything to pollinate against except the tomato it was grown by. And I agree, there's not a whole lot of help for them. No, but we should pray for Mike Johnson, our new Speaker of the House. Pray that he spends our tax money wisely. He seems to be okay, along with the fact that he looks, if you compare him next to Snowden, they look very similar. It's interesting. But I'm neither left or right on the political side because you've got the left wing, the right wing, and they're all part of the same bird. And that bird's going to shit on you. Not gonna, it's already had several times. So, it's just, oh God, I would love a nice taxpayer refund. It was kind of nice about 4 years ago when we had it. But now our just tax. I mean, think about it. We went to war for what is a 4% taxation without representation. And now every time we turn around, they've got their little handout. Yeah. So, yeah, don't get me started. I wore a T-shirt yesterday. Went to town. High school friend. She came in town to see family and everything. And oh, really? I wasn't gonna cook it anyway, but I never thought. Interesting. I was kind of hoping it had some nice little fun colors in it. Yeah, but the T-shirt I wore to town yesterday said, "Be the reason somebody distrusts the government." I call that my lazy activism because I don't trust the government as far as I can throw it. No, I was the, all the young want to go for Bernie or the left progressive side. When I was younger, I'll admit it, I voted Ralph Nader. But there wasn't a whole lot of good choices back then either. So, yeah. Now I'll look at that piece of corn and think it's soup. I wish there's a way I gotta figure out how to share pictures because I took a picture of that corn that's still out there growing. Oh, I know. We just need to eliminate it because taxation is theft. It wasn't until the 1913 the IRS started. Coincidentally, the same time as the Federal Reserve. So I'm putting together a video now about women going to. It's 2-minute video about women going to war and how they've our boys don't get spoils of war anymore. That ended before World War I. They were tricked into getting a medal that take that home. You can have some pride in a medal. They didn't get the possessions of whoever we were at battle with. And you can't feed somebody, you can't sell a medal, and you can't feed your family with it. No. We spent, what was it? I was reading the Smedley D. Butler book, and evidently France doesn't, or at least then, doesn't have mosquitoes. That they sent a whole bunch of, the government bought a whole bunch of mosquito netting to send to France, even though there was no mosquitoes. And that our boys were charged for their uniforms, their health care. Over 100 years ago, they nickeled and dimed them. It's no different. And they spent billions of dollars then, like we're spending trillions of dollars now. but it's an interesting read or listen it's an audiobook. So it kind of made me think, uh, it's like this idea of we're fighting for our freedom. No, we're not. We're fighting to take someone else's freedom away from them. I was raised to love my country. It is a vicious circle too. I was raised to love my country. I'm proud of my country. Everybody should be proud of their own country. But when you start looking at it and you realize you're not fighting for the country, you're fighting for bankers. You're fighting for stockbrokers. You're not fighting for your family, especially when you're told, get on food stamps. And because the government doesn't pay you enough, they just use you and throw you away. So how about we put down some prayers for our soldiers? Oh, these poor guys that are, what is it, 900 troops? Going over to the Middle East. We don't need to be involved. And yeah, that's what we got to do, because if we don't, this world's already turning into well, I can't say it. It's not very polite. Just know that in your heart, if we love other people, whether or not they love us, that raises the energy. Yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to be polite and make it somewhat family friendly. But yeah, let's see. Mike Johnson. I gotta write that down or I'll forget. Cracks me up. I had a classmate named Mike Johnson. Looked nothing like this Mike Johnson. No. So anybody got any exciting plans for the weekend? I get the granddaughter tomorrow morning so they can rearrange furniture at their place without a 2-year-old underfoot. And then Sunday afternoon, I'm having an exciting time of putting that window plastic that you heat up with a hair dryer to make it nice and smooth in the front window. Yes, I know. It's like, here's $700, and we're just gonna take it all away from you. That was the biggest pile of crap. Lahaina fire people. I mean, they lost all that, but yet we have 100,000+ acre fire a couple years back. Not a structure lost. But the window plastic is, I have an 8-foot window, big, huge window that's built in 36. It's the kind you get that you see on the old TV shows where the snow settles in the corner. It's a fun window, and I have to put window plastic on it each year because of the draft. I mean, it's been recaulked and everything, but it's still drafty because the glass is like paper thin. I'm afraid if a bird hits it wrong, I'm going to be I'd have to go into town to ask him to cut me a window pane, all 12 of them. Because if I get a new one, I don't want to have a nice shiny one in front with the rest of them, all looking that are close to 90 years old. So, yeah. And then next week, oh, nice. Nothing is planned. Well, shopping Friday, but nothing is planned. Yeah, you got back to the house. Good. So this world needs a lot of prayers. We also can't let this world get to us either. Hey, Noise. How you doing? There's a Reverend Ed Travers. There's an evening poem, not an evening poem, an evening prayer, and the part that I love about it says, What was it? The day is done. What's done has been done. What's not been done isn't done. Let it be. And I just absolutely adore that part because you can't go to bed thinking, well, I didn't get this, and this done. Because that's got to be my green screen back there making my fingers look weird. Um, you can't obsess on it. You can't go to bed thinking, well, I didn't get this done. I didn't get this done. And then not sleep. And then you're miserable the next day. So you're not going to get it done either. I know it's tough. Society is push, push, push. But for me, I have to write a list every day of what I want to get done. And if my body wants to help with it and let me do it, great. And if not, I put it on for the next day's list. And that's the first thing I do. It's what I didn't get done the day before. Because with my fibromyalgia, I go till my body says, no, you're done. And not to mention my separated shoulders. It's really, really hard to hang up laundry. I have to do all my hangers at about body level, waist level, and then just throw 3 or 4 in at a time. Let my arm rest, throw 3 or 4 at a time. Because I used to caring for children. Don't do this. It's bad. I found out the hard way. I'd sit on the floor with the babies, and then I'd use my recliner, and I'd put my hands behind me and push myself up. Well, that separated my shoulders. So, yeah. So arthritis is going to set in there. That's going to be lovely. I really need to make I am so ADD. I really need to make a list. My my granddaughter, I'm going to get out the card table with some extra blankets and teach her how to make a fort so she can play. And I may, who knows, not really crossing my fingers or expecting it, but my oldest is separating. They think they're getting a divorce. So there's an opportunity I may have a second grandchild besides the dog, or I just have the one. She's Nana's little starseed. But yeah, don't let this world get to you. Don't be. How's that word go? Of course, when I want to think about it, it disappears. Of course. How's it go? Like, don't be of this world. Basically, don't get so sucked into this world that you lose yourself. Oh, I know. In the minute I get off I close this, it'll pop right into my head, and I'll go, yeah, that's it. That's, that happens all the time. Or walk out of the kitchen, going to get something. I stand in the living room, looking around, going, why am I here? Go back into the kitchen and go, must be the 7 likes, 5 in chat must be the new math. Hey, I was one of them. Might as well pat myself on the back for having the nerves to get up in front of a camera and stare at a wall and try to come up with some ideas. So, yeah. And the one thing I don't think will be next out here, Captain Tong liking next, there's nothing anybody wants out where I live. Unless they want a bunch of apple orchards. We got some of those Seattleite people who thought they could come in and change this town. That didn't happen. Because you've got, population-wise, we're still probably a good 70% Hispanic. And then the rest are mostly white. Got a couple of others in there, but yeah, nobody wants anything out here. And anything that does come available, it's starting to be turned into processing plants, cold rooms. We've had the biggest uh, harvest, and it's going to end this weekend, whether they're ready or not, because the apples are going to freeze, um, which really sucks. Wolfgang, glad you're here. Yeah, my stream is just the. Thank you, Ed. Yeah, Thursdays or Fridays are usually days people can come in and make prayer requests, whether it be for their health, for other people around, people in Hawaii, people in the Middle East. Yep. I stood out in my garage for a good 5 minutes one day, trying to remember why I'm standing out there. It's gonna get worse too. Well, of course, I'm ADD, so I have to write everything down. But yeah, I'll just to remind myself to go to the post office. I'll be driving along, going, have to repeat it like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, I do too. I pray for everyone as well. It's a very broken world, and it's not going to get any better unless people work together. I don't know. They don't want us to work together, because if we do, we go against them. There's a lot of us and only a few of them, but they got to keep us in fear. So maybe that's one we should also pray for, is to give people the strength to get through this world, to get through each day, to not let this world beat them up. So my writing is atrocious. It's a good thing. I should have been a doctor. Instead, I was a nurse's aide for 17 years. I didn't have much of a choice. Mother was the teacher. I've been a nurse's aide. I've been a parapro for Resource. That's the special ed class. Not only did we have people who needed extra help learning, we also had the behavior children. I watched one kid climb up a wall. They have a little timeout room, and it was just wide enough he could climb up the wall with his feet. Oh, thanks. I'm on mod on a couple of channels. I'm even a mod, which blew me away, was Oppenheimer Ranch Project. I'm a mod on his channel. It's a good channel, especially if talks about climate and brings out papers about kind of going against what the mainstream wants you to know, which is kind of neat. And now I have learned a new term, the Clovis period and the Younger Dryas. Thank you, I appreciate you too, Luna. Oh, the sun's coming out. This will be nice for a little while. It'll be a little warmer. No, I've got my cats are so spoiled. Oh God, yes, she does have enough drama. That poor child. My cats have my old heated blanket, which doesn't get too hot anymore, so they just sleep all day. Oh, I wish I had that warm weather you guys are getting. The high is going to be in the 41 or 42. So most of my curtains are closed. Tillman. Oh, it's never a waste of time to pray. No. I mean, even for the prayer frequencies, I think prayer's just the vibrational frequency of a prayer helps no matter what. Hi, Goddess. How you doing? Yeah, prayer I think helps. But the man that I got a settlement. Sweet. I've never used an EpiPen though. Luckily, I'm not that allergic to anything. I get the closest thing I'm really allergic to is rabbits. Oh no, wait, mosquito larvae. If you actually get them in your eye when you're feeding your beta, not only does that sting, it hurts and your eyeballs swollen shut. But um, but yeah, prayer doesn't hurt. No matter who's whatever prayer, meditation, whatever, it's still a vibrational frequency that you can see that changes in the brain chemistry. Thank you, goddess. I don't know. Oddly enough, these 2-minute videos, I'll get one sentence from something, and then something I get. Some people call them downloads. Something people call them your guide speaking to you or automatic writing, and my fingers just go to town on my phone. It's like some of it's common sense. I'm watching people do things, and I'm like going, wait, and then I'm watching the youth, especially because I got those 2 kids. Thank you, Wolfgang. I enjoy your lives. Those are hoot. Um, uh, because there can will sit like this all day long, and it's like, no, get off your butt and go outside. I mean, yeah, our generation was stuck outside with a garden hose, and even my own kids at the other house when they were younger, we had a 6-foot cyclone fence. The side yard was 75 by 75, and I'd padlock the gates and shove them outside and lock the back door and say, go spend time and go play in the yard and go play with the dogs. Um, yeah, I think so too. Um, most kids, they put a hole in their trampoline. That's how the trampoline goes bye-bye. Not mine. Went to move it to water the lawn, and they broke it. They broke one of the metal legs. How they didn't fall through, I don't know. But yeah, my kids grew up in a town of 1,200 people, so you knew everybody, and they just like my generation. It's like go outside and play. Get home when it's dark. Starts to get dark. I wish our world was like that again. I mean, they didn't even have internet till what was it? AOL's 4.0, and then it was dial up, so they got to learn patience. It's like hit start and then make a pot of coffee, drink a pot of coffee, come back, and you might be connected. You never know. But they got so spoiled. I swear, pick up it. Not only, okay, this is going to sound gross, and some people do this. I know rock people tend to do this. Is I'll pick up a rock, because, yeah, that's how my house was. I'll pick up a rock and I'll put it in my mouth just to see what it looks like wet. You get a little grit in your teeth, but you'll find out because people are like, "Well, why don't you just use the water bottle?" Well, no, I have to drink the water bottle. I'm not going to waste it. And somewhere there's a thing on tasting. Was it tasting the science? It's some kind of long joke of things that go. Yeah, my house was the house the kids like to go to too. I came out one time and my kids had the golf clubs in the yard. I'm like, no, no. They were just ready to shoot him over the yard into the retirement center. I'm like, no. One time I came home and they had the rockets out for the rockets. They had the little rocket engines and they were lighting them off. And one was pointing towards the neighbor's house. And I was like, oh. At that point, I decided I was not going back to school. I had to be there to referee because at that point, I needed A&P 1 and 2, microbiology, Chem 100, and that was all my prereqs for nursing. Everything else was done. But I was like, I have to referee or they're going to burn my house down. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, growing up, my dad had a piece of salt. He still got it, but it used to be about that big, but now it's about that big because I used to go into the rock collection and sit there and lick on that salt. And he's got a piece of bookotnite that's really interesting. It's a type of uranium he got in Wyoming in the late 50s. That was really cool. That's at one time it was the second largest piece of bookotnite. And a bunch of petrified wood and yeah. So I grew up around rocks and I have an onyx egg somewhere that the daycare kids thought was just really confused. I'm like, why? I said, I don't know. Thanks, Wolfgang. It was just something Dad brought back when he would go trade stuff. He'd buy stuff in Mexico and turn around and sell it up here. I've only been to Mexico once. That was enough. It snowed. That I was like, no, no, I can see snow at my house where it's warm and they have heat. So, oh, I didn't know about the POWs. I knew they did that in like Auschwitz. I don't do fluoride toothpaste at all. Our water. Uh, I never thought about that. I got my soon-to-be ex-daughter-in-law one. I never thought about. I never did lick a salt lick either. I just didn't let the cows do that. That was their job. Um, yeah. The When we lived in the city of Yakima, they had fluoridated water. That stuff was nasty. We didn't drink it. The dentist even wanted the kids to take fluoride tablets, and I'm like, no. This water out here has nothing in it. No chlorine. There's a trace amounts of arsenic and a couple other things. Well, the arsenic comes from all the apple seeds, and there's a couple things from a little bit of the fertilizers over the years. But it's really good to the point that I could probably bottle it and sell it. I take it if we go on a trip. House water goes with me for these places that have their own little coffee pot inside their room, and I do my own coffee, so it tastes like coffee at home. The only drawback is that you have to constantly clean your tub, or this little orange algae starts to build up because there's nothing to kill it. But yeah, my water comes from an underground river, so which starts somewhere up the top, I think, White Pass in the Cascades. So some of the best water that I've ever had came out of Copper Creek, which is probably cancer causing because there was an old copper mine about 100 years ago, and it's either chromium or cadmium and something else in it. But I'll take it home in a gallon jug and drink it. It's good. I've taught the daycare kids, what type of water they can drink from. I said it typically cleans itself every 10 feet. I said so it's okay. I told them my dad one day was out elk hunting in Idaho because he grew up in northern Idaho. Said he had the best water he came across, and about 50 yards up there was a rotting elk in the middle of the creek. Said he goes, I promptly threw up. Goes, it didn't make me sick, but just the thought of it, just no. So, oh boy. That makes me wonder how much they gave me as a kid. I don't remember fluoride, but paperwork, I had colic so bad. They gave me barbiturates to keep me calm and not scream. And the only time I guess I didn't scream is if I was eating. And 25 pounds at 3 months old. I look like the Michelin baby. I was huge. I mean, I started out at 8'6", so I wasn't exactly tiny, but yeah, they mother was like, "Well, she's a nurse, so she would tell the doctor, I need this, this, and this." And if it was, I forget what it was, if you were stuffy, like for coughs or colds, depending off like if you're runny nose or if you cough, it was, she'd say, okay, we either got Sudafed or Dimetane, one of the two, and stuff was terrible. That's before they started flavoring stuff. And then, of course, our generation remembers methylate. I'd rather die than have them come at me with that bottle of pinkish red stuff that, oh, that stuff stung to the high heavens. You can still get it in Mexico, I guess. Uh, Lady Butcher I knew cut her hand really bad, and her husband put methylate on him. I'm said, you're lucky. Said, I'd kill mine if they did that to me. That just makes me hurt thinking of those memories as a kid. Slice your finger open and then here, hold still, put this on it. No. Okay, let's see. Anyone got anything exciting going on? I mean, that stuff was terrible. Yeah, next week, I've got to make a list. I got to do something with this over here. I got to do Facebook Marketplace as much as I hate it. I got size 14 running shoes with the spikes still in it. Spikes still in them. I don't have a tool to take them out. I've got mother's dishes, some Indiana glass of hers. Just, I gotta do, like I said, maybe one of these days I'll just do a live of me packaging these things up and see what you folks think of them before. Maybe some ideas on how to list them on eBay, because I haven't done eBay in, oh, good God, at least 15, 16 years. I sold some pictures that I bought at Leavenworth. I sold them for the price I bought them for 10 years before, but they're Bev Doolittle pictures. Really pretty, mounted, matted, and the little brass thing on the front. Got them for like $150 a piece at Leavenworth, Washington, only to find out the big scandal that someone was taking her big book. Got a big, huge Costco book. I've got the book. They were taking them out of the book and framing them that way. I mean, they look nice. They look neat. And they were done nicely. But yeah, I just sold them and got rid of my, I can't decorate to save my life. Basically, most of my Native American decor. Gave up my papoose board to a gal I worked with. That was before I found out I was Native American. I think my soul knew it before my brain knew it. So, yeah. Mom's got these Carrel, well, I call them French Carrel dishes she got at the fair. They're white, they're unbreakable. We're supposed to be unbreakable like Carrel. It's like $40 for a 10-inch plate. Well, I got 4 of those. I thought about it. One year I did calendars. I sold a few calendars, but I've got 4. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that too. Well, her stuff, her storage unit was, oh my God, mostly papers, mostly mail she never threw away. But I've got 4 of those 10-inch plates, 4 of those 7.5-inch plates, 4 of the 7-inch plates, a platter, a big serving bowl, cream and sugar. I think a couple of fruit bowls. Yeah. Thank you, goddess. I gotta get that out of my garage. I gotta get her clothes if I get time to hospice. Hospice has a thrift store that's about 40 miles away. But there's not a whole lot of people who are uh wear a petite small. I mean, even her petite larges, I'm like going, yeah, I can't fit into those. No. Um, Obviously, I'm definitely not petite small, not anywhere near it. But that'd be interesting to see. I like going to yard sales. I like rummaging through old stuff. Yeah, Wolfgang. I may see if I can find some decent stuff and see if you want it. I can put it in a box. She did a lot of she was a teacher, so there's a lot of dress clothes. Yeah, you're tiny like my mother was. Um, I'm thinking you're probably about 5 foot, 5'2", maybe. The mother was 5 foot, and for her being heavy was 125 pounds. I'm like, wow. I'd like to. No, I wouldn't like to be 125 pounds again. Yeah, you're tiny. I was 5'4" at 100 pounds when I was in high school, but I'd much rather be a little bit heavier and stronger than stick skinny again. As yeah, I don't either. Most of my closet consists of black t-shirts from thebestpoliticalshirts.com. The We Are Change. I got one shirt I gotta wait till oh yeah, they thought they were just getting the best things in the world when they got to go to a yard sale. But I've got a shirt that starts with an F word and has to do with the government, and I can't wear it too much out and about unless I've got a jacket on because it's got the finger on the back side of the shirt. Yeah, everything black. It's pretty. We went to the cabin one time and I looked at my suitcase and everything was black. It's like, wow, I need some color. So my I love this boat t-shirt is in bright pink. My lifeboat t-shirt. So I don't go anywhere fancy to dress anything up. My idea of fancy is nothing really anymore. I mean, my most expensive shoes were Italian shoes. Those are my hiking boots, my Zamberlans. So yeah, that's my idea of Italian shoes. I had some mother bought me some shoes made in Spain that I just donated that I never wore because I don't dress up. Now that I want the government. I'll see if I can remember where did I get it from. I'll see if I can find it and I'll send you a link. It's weird holiday shirt, socks with dress clothes. See, I used to dress up when I worked in education, but then when you're a meat wrapper, it was t-shirts, a vest, uh, sweatpants, nice thick sweatpants that look like dress pants, and then of course the big white coat, just so you could stay warm. So yeah, the t-shirt, that government t-shirt I got after looking through my Yahoo mail, because he was a guy who was taking over like the second or third hour on InfoWars like a month and a half ago. So I'll have to look. Yeah, I do watch InfoWars occasionally when there's nothing else to watch. My preference is We Are Change. But all right, my hips are starting to hurt, so I got to get up and get moving. That's the one drawback about having fibromyalgia. You got to keep moving. It's like my doctors that wanted me to try weed for pain. I tried it a couple times, and all I did was sit there, and it made it worse. So I just have my other stuff now. I wish he would do one that says, ask me about this boat. Okay, I will. I'll join you. My t-shirts. I need to, if I get a little bit warmer day, I'll go out. Because we're supposed to warm up a little. And where I like to go, those jack wagons closed it. Because part of it was dump, this company bought it. And so they're corporation over nature, you know. So I'll try to get one going on the other side of the hill. All right, guys. Have a fabulous day. Okay, well, I'm going to get going and then I'll go charge my phone and then I'll jump onto yours, okay? Okay, guys. Have a wonderful day. I will be back Tuesday. You know, just give me prayers that I have something written out. Okay, guys. Much love. I'm out.